Very good evening, delegates. Welcome to Bank Audit Question and Answer Session Series 1. We have with us today CA R. Sundara Rajan sir. He will handle all our queries on Bank Audit. It's my privilege to introduce sir. CA R. Sundara Rajan, a fellow chartered accountant and a managing partner of a leading firm with 4 decades of practice and having offices at Chennai and Kochi, a qualified information systems auditor, specializing in the areas of audit and assurance practice. He has been addressing almost all the branches of SIRC of ICA on the topics of bank audit, audit and assurance standards, accounting standards, tax audit, corporate audit, due diligence, review of code of ethics, etc. And a visiting faculty in Institute of Cost Accountants of India and Company Secretaries of India, CNDG, Staff Training College of RBI, Indian Bank and Indian Overseas Bank. Has co-authored a book on bank audit, bank branch audit released by CASC Chennai. Have been a part of groups of ICA on various topics of professional interest on guidance notes on revision, corporate audit, accounting and auditing standards, etc. Have been co-opted to various committees of ICI Delhi and SIRC on corporate laws, members in industry, CPE committee, etc. from time to time. Sir, have been co-opted as a member of Center for Audit Quality Directorate IC for the year 2023-24. Have been a convener of Chartered Accountants Study Circle and have conducted many workshops, seminars, and annual conferences. Have held positions of Treasurer, Secretary, Vice Chairman, and Chairman of IFA SRC. Is presently Treasurer of International Fiscal Association India Branch, New Delhi, and have been actively involved in Lionism and a regular blood donor and also a consistent contributor to social needs of the society. With this brief, I have great pleasure in presenting before you CAR Sundara Rajan sir to handle today's session on Bank Audit Question and Answer Session Series 1. Before I hand over the proceedings to Sir, we will start today's proceedings with the invocation of ICA motto song.
येष सुप्तेषु जागृति येष सुप्तेषु जागृति कामं 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 कामपुरुषो पुरुषो निर्विमाणः निर्विमाणः तदेव शुक्रं तद्ब्रह्मा तद्ब्रह्मा तदेवामृतमुच्यते तस्मिन् लोकः शतः सर्वे तदूनात्यपि कश्चन एतद्वैता 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 एतद्वैता.
Thank you. The main objective of this Q&A session is to clear the doubts of our members who are engaged in bank branch audit on a real-time basis. For the kind information of members, tomorrow also we are having a series 2 in which CA Moni Ananda Shivan from Calicut will be joining with us. Over to today's speaker, CA R. Sundara Rajan sir.
Thank you, Rahman. Thank you, delegates, for having come. The program is structured in a way form of a question answer session. So hope that whoever wants to have a question, they can raise their hand and probably the organizers will, unmute them. Probably that is the thought process. If there are other questions on chat box also, you can put it on chat box so that Rahman can read it out and we can respond.
So participants, either you can type in your question in the chat box or you can raise your hands so that our technical team will unmute you, enabling you to ask the question directly to our Sundara Rajan sir.
Just check up if there is anything else. Otherwise, I will just keep addressing them on a couple of important matters.
You can proceed, sir. You can proceed. Let them ask in the meantime.
Yeah. Even though, dear friends, I'm 100% sure you would have already started the bank branch audit, wherever you have been allotted, which will be the branch which has been taken. The key points which happens in this current year, by the way, I have taken interaction from other persons who have been doing the branch audit is two issues. One is particularly in respect of rural branches, where they are taking up the jewel loans, the jewel loans are looking like getting closed and opened on the same day. So the questions which is coming from the members is whether this is in the form of a window dressing or is in the form of a evergreening, or whether it is acceptable or not, first of all. In my humble opinion, it is evergreening only. But at the same time, this is what is happening in almost all the branches with the concurrence of their higher officials. In that situation, we have to find a way out how it can be reported or how it can be done away with. What happens in this particular situation is when they have taken a loan on a hypothecation of their jewelry for on 1st of January 2022, for the time being, let us accept. It is due on 1st of January 2023, 1 year in the normal course. And in case of agricultural loans, it is available for 2 years' time is available, which is on 1/1/2024. So they are supposed to come and settle the loan on 1st January 2024. What will happen is invariably they will not come and settle down, whereas the branch manager will call them for executing fresh documents. On the same day, the earlier jewel loans will be closed. How will it be closed? They will give a fresh loan and the same loan will be utilized for this. In case there is an debit of interest, that interest also will be recovered out of the fresh loans which is being given. Invariably, let us all understand that gold has been increasing in value only. So the money which has been taken as loan in the earlier occasions will definitely will be covered by a fresh loan today. So what the branch management will do is they will give a fresh loan and close it, and the earlier loans will be closed. In this process, what happens is there will be a small amount of time, let it be few seconds or few minutes. The new loan which is being given is in the form of an unsecured loan. That alone it will happen. So my only request to the members is please check up whether the fresh loan is given after the account has become an NPA. If the account has, for example, as I told you in an example, 1/1/2022 is the loan given, 1/1/2024 is the due date. On 31st of March 2024, they closed the loan and opened the loan. It is a serious violation because a loan account is already become an NPA. They are giving a fresh loan on account of NPA. In that case, you can classify it as a substandard asset. But if the due date is on 1/1/2024 and they close on the same day and open on the same day, you can give the benefit of doubt to the branch management, provided the documents are there, provided that an appraisal verification has happened on that day once again, and that entry is passed on that day. So for a moment, there will be a position when that loan is considered as unsecured because a new loan is given without taking the security, because one security of 10 sovereigns of gold is there. On that basis, they have given a loan. When they give a fresh loan, the same asset is being mortgaged. So in that situation, there will be a small element of unsecured, but it does not have a significant impact. But at the same time, we cannot leave it like that. We'll have to give it in the form of a report, in the long form audit report, in the place of window dressing or in the place of security documentation also. And any other matters to be given, you can give it. But only thing is, you have to give at least, specify at least 6 or 7 cases. You have to say, in respect of advances examined by me in respect of jewel loans, the following documents, it was observed that on the date of due date, a fresh loan was given and this loan was closed. That you can give it by giving the list of documents and also the money volume of advances in respect of this and also the borrower's name, so that the central search auditor and the head office and the region office and the Reserve Bank of India will be aware of it. What will happen if I don't report? What will happen if I don't report? Once again, my dear friends, there is no direct thing which I can say that it's definitely going to be a significant impact. But at the same time, at a later point of time, if one of these loans or one of these things are becoming as evergreening and RBI comes and points out the issue, they will come and ask the auditor why this branch auditor has not reported it. So it's better, to the extent whatever you verify, you please remark and leave it like that. First matter. Second particular matter, as far as jewel loans are concerned, as I already told you, once an account is becoming an NPA, you cannot do this form of jugglery, because once it becomes an NPA, it has to be classified as substandard asset, and obviously the next loan cannot be given at all. He has to come, he has to settle this loan. Out of that settled loan, you can give next day you can give one more jewel loan. This is what is very, very important as far as jewel loan is concerned. This is one item which I have got as a query from many branches. So I wanted to mention this particular item. One more item which I would like to mention once again in respect of small branches, particularly in respect of wherever self-help group loans are being given, microstate branches. In Indian Bank, they have a concept called microstate branch. And similarly, there are other banks also which have self-help group. So in the self-help group loans, what is happening is, that is, there are 10 or 12 people will be there in a particular self-help group. The loan will be given to the self-help group, which will be distributed to all the 12 people. Everybody is supposed to come and make the payment in respect of those cases. When there is a default, the entire self-help group will become NPA. In case of an item in a self-help group becoming an NPA, whether the self-help group can be given a loan once again. That is, any member of the self-help group can be given another loan. See, we'll have to be very, very clear. Self-help group, for example, one name, let me say a name of Brahmanandam, one group is there. That Brahmananda, one group is there, which is applying for a loan. With the 80, 10, 12, 13 members are there, they are applying for it. Because of couple of people, it becomes an NPA. So one of the members in the same group is coming and afresh applying for a jewel loan. Can it deny? It is not possible to deny the loan. In that situation, we will have to ensure that examine whether his loan in respect of that self-help group is cleared or not. If it is clear and he is regularly paying, because the other people have become an NPA, he cannot be penalized. But at the same time, we have to report that in the LFAR, but no classification regarding this NPA, etc. This is the second item which I thought of telling you. Rahman, is there any questions?
No questions as of now, sir.
So in that situation, I can go observe. Dear members, please appreciate the entire session itself is organized, structured as a question answer session. So if you don't ask any question, the entire purpose of this audit is purpose of this session is wasted, because the institute is organizing this program only on practical note. During the audit, if you have any issue, you have to come and raise the issue. That is the intention of this particular thing. Otherwise, we keep on talking on any other issues or agenda. Since I am not getting any further question, once again, I will. There are only 9 participants, so I will go for one more item. There are no new circulars which has happened in the recent time, but what has happened is in November 2021 and February 2022, there were 2 circulars which very many members are not aware. So I would like to repeat this particular 2 circulars. One is in November 2021 and another is on February 2022. This is not a circular on IRAC master circular or like that. It's a simple circular for clarifying the classification in respect of income recognition asset classification norms. What are the clarifications which they have given? They have given few clarifications. Now, I will tell you the classic items in respect of these items. Each and every advance, when it is given, the date of advance, the date of installment due, and the rate, all these things has to be filled up in the document. Why this is given is in this particular circular is very clear. The date of NPI is relevant. For example, a loan is given on 15th of January 2022. The first installment will fall due on 15th of February 2022. The document is supposed to be filled up in that particular format only. They cannot say that the installment due is February 2022. This has been mentioned very clearly in November 2021 circular. So what has happened is the branches who have given loan after that particular circular, they are supposed to rectify the documents on or before 31st of December 2022. And any loans given after that particular date, they have to fill up necessarily, because the date of NPA will happen only from that date. Because there was a confusion in the earlier occasions when they say, when the due date is February 2022, can I take it as 28th of February 2022? That's a complication which is being created. For clearing the doubt, RBI has made it very clear that date is very critical. So the date of due has to be filled up in the document also. If it is not filled up on the documents in respect of those loans, it has to be filled up before 31st of December 2022. So as far as you are concerned, whenever you are going through some transactions of classification of NPAs in respect of loans sanctioned in 2022, please examine what is the date of NPA, number one. So in respect of loans given during this year, if they have not filled up the document, please ask for the documents and examine whether the dates have been filled up. If it is not filled up, it's to be reported in the documentation deficiency. Definitely. You cannot leave it like that. You have to mention us in the document deficiency, the dates have not been filled up. What will happen in respect of the loan sanctioned before that November 2021 circular? That is the next question the members can ask. In respect of those loans, the data has to be filled up at the time of next renewal. And because those cases, they cannot come back, ask for the documents and once again fill up, which is not possible. So whenever the next renewal or review happens, they have to fill up. There may be loans by way of housing loans, etc., which is not subject to review at all. In those cases, no corrections has to be made. It will be like that. There is no problem. But whenever a term loan is given and the same party is given a CC account also, when CC is renewed, the term loan also will be automatically reviewed. So at that time, a fresh document has to be taken in respect of those loans also. This is one more circular, one more clarification which has been given by Reserve Bank of India. Please note down that. One more clarification in respect of this CC accounts is CC accounts. Normally, what we understand is CCOD accounts. We normally understand it is only business loans. In February 2022 circular, they made it very, very clear. The overdraft or CC accounts need not be restricted to business loans only. Even a personal segment advance, which is taken in the nature of overdraft, there also this out of order concept has to be applied for. Normally, what we do is in respect of CCOD accounts, when a personal individual has taken an overdraft on his personal account, or say on the basis of LIC, on the basis of that is, instead of taking a loan, they have taken in the form of an overdraft limit in respect of a CC or overdraft against LIC policy or against fixed deposit, or as the case may be. Those cases also out of order examination has to happen. Why this is required? So in those cases also, don't give an option saying that only if it is a business account, this out of order will happen. It is not the case. The clarification in February 2022 is very, very clear that even in respect of personal segment advances, if the loan is given in the nature of overdraft, out of order examination has to be done. And only once an account is out of order for 90 days, it will become an NPA. So this also has to be understood and examined in a proper manner in respect of loans given by in the nature of overdraft. That is, this out of order examination is not only restricted to business loans, it is applicable in respect of overdraft given in the name of personal segment also, need not be on the non-business segment also.
Any queries, members? Yes, Kamalakar Rao, Rupesh Rao, Manoharan, Madhusudanan, Kritika Vengadeshan, Anuradha. Any queries, you can unmute and ask, or you can type in the chat box. Actually, Sir is in Delhi. He spared his valuable time to be amidst us to clear all your doubts. So make use of this opportunity, please. Any queries, members? Any practical difficulty you faced during your audit you have been facing?
Only 9 members are there, so I can take what are all the banks which they are doing. They can also type what are all the banks, because from various banks, the auditors are asking questions. So I will tell you in your bank what sort of questions is coming. If you are not able to frame the question, at least tell what is the bank which you are doing the audit.
You can type which bank you are doing your audit.
If you have already signed the branches, there is no requirement at all. Don't worry, because we will leave it to the God.
So at least you can type in your bank branch, bank name. Anuradha, madam. Yeah. Anuradha Madam is saying we have been
Union
allotted City Union Bank.
So City Union Bank, there are a couple of questions which is coming from the members. The reason is there we are only certifying the trial balance. We don't certify the balance sheet, P&L account, etc. in respect of City Union Bank. So there they are coming and asking, sir, what is the responsibility of us to verify the transactions which has been given by the bank in respect of those loans, etc. Whether we certify the balance sheet or trial balance, ultimately what happens is we are only certifying the valuation of the advances which is being given. So what happens is there also the same sort of complications by way of verification of the advances, verification of documents, etc. is required. One item advantages as far as City Union Bank is concerned is number one, all the advances are sanctioned only at the head office level. The branches does not have any major powers at all.
I think speakers Sundara Rajan sir, Rajagopalan sir, internet connection is bandwidth is low, I think. Members, you can type in your bank name for which you have been allotted a bank audit. Anuradha Madam has responded. Balance members are yet to respond. What about Kritika Venkatesan? You are doing bank audit for which bank, ma'am? Madhusudan sir, Manoharan sir, Rupesh Rao. Okay, Kritika Madam is doing audit for a Canara Bank. Okay, let the speaker join. Until then, you can type in your bank name for which you are doing audit, so that our speaker can answer the queries based on the bank name. What about Madhusudan sir, Manoharan sir, Rajagopalan sir?
Yeah. I'm back. I think there are some issue.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So as far as the CUB is concerned, I was telling, that place also credit appraisal has to be examined by us. We don't have an option at all. We have to examine the credit appraisal and then do the needful. Is there any other query? Any other?
Yeah. Kritika Venkatesan, she said she is doing audit for Canara Bank, sir.
Canara Bank, I have not got any specific question, but from the past experience, I can put at one particular point. In respect of Canara Bank education loans, there are lots of issues which has been happening in the last year. In the education loans, they have gone and modified the last date of NPA with the approval and support of regional officers. So please examine the education loans in respect of Canara Bank, which has been given long back, because generally Canara Bank loans are most of working capital only. Term loans are lesser when compared with other banks. But now having merged with a couple of branches, syndicate banks issues also can happen in case of Canara Bank. Please examine whatever be the branches which you are doing. If it is originally Canara Bank, education loans can be an issue. If it is some other bank, what is applicable in respect of those banks also, you have to examine that and ensure that it is being properly done. One more question which has come today, as far as this, what do you call, not sampling, They were asking about materiality concept. That is, central statutory auditors have asked for whether you have gone for the transaction materiality, trivial materiality, etc. Some branches have asked. I don't know what is it you have been received in respect of your branches, but if you have asked for that, you have to examine what is the materiality standards which you have taken up. For example, in case of a branch of 20 crores or 30 crores of advance, 10% materiality is transaction materiality, which is 3 crores. And beyond that, verification materiality, once again, another 10%. Trivial materiality is another 10%. So 30 crores means 3 crores. On the 3 crores, 30 lakhs. On the 30 lakhs, 3 lakhs. 3 lakhs is the trivial materiality. In these cases, you have to mention what is the materiality standard which you have taken. What has happened is in many of the branches, there are no largest advances at all. For example, they have a loan of 30 lakhs, 30 crores branch. There is no advances beyond 3 crores also. See, all of you know the large advances, 10% of the advances, both fund-based and non-fund-based put together, or 10 crores, whichever is less. Whichever is less is also not there in many of the branches, which means they are having not even 3 crores of advances. They have only 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs cases. So the members are coming and asking what is that materiality concept just be taken. See, the materiality concept is 10% of the total advances, which is 3 crores only. But in that situation, there is nothing like that. So we don't verify advance at all. That is not the standard which you can take up. You have to reduce this size and examine whatever with the advances which can be verified by you. In those cases, what has happened is, in one particular branch which I am telling you, 29 crores was the advances. What they have done is, out of 29 crores, 2,600 crores, 2,600 advances are in jewel loans. So what I have suggested to them is, pick up at least 26 advances of the jewel loan and verify, which means 1% of the jewel loans they have verified by way of volume. That numbers is only 1% of the 2,600 advances, but the volume was not covering much because the jewel loans is only 1 lakh, 2 lakh, etc. But in respect of non-jewel loans, what they have asked them to do is verify maximum number of advances. For example, totally put together, it is around 300 or 400 accounts. So I've asked them to verify at least 30% of the advances, 10% of the advances, which comes to 30%, 30 numbers. And 30 numbers of advances at a higher value, say 5 lakhs, 6 lakhs, etc. advances were there, that they have examined. And in the long form audit report also, we are supposed to verify and report what is the number of advances which you have verified and what is the percentage. Because it's not a large advances branch, we come to a conclusion that at least by verifying this 30 advances in respect of other loans and 26 advances in respect of jewel loans, we were able to cover at least 29% of the advances. So we are supposed to examine a combination of this and that, because obviously we will not be able to say that just be saying that there are no large advances at all. We cannot say that we will not be able to verify any advances at all. That is not the right methodology of audit just we did. Welcome, Revati Raghunathan, madam.
Yes, sir. Sorry, I joined in a little late. I had some connectivity issues.
I myself joined late only because I was traveling after I was in an audit of insurance, so I had to break it back and come to the branch, to the hotel for joining.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Any other query from any other members? People are not asking question whether it is in person or in chat also, madam. That is a problem.
Madhusudan sir, do you have any queries? Manoharan sir? If you are a bit hesitant to turn on your video and ask a question, you can you make use of the chat box, sir. You can type in your questions in the chat box.
I think it's a little too early, but 8th, I think, is fairly in the middle of the.
No, already started, madam. In fact, to the extent of, see, that's what I say. No, personally, people are willing to talk to me directly. At least the last 4 days, at least 30, 40 charters have called us.
Okay.
So 30, 40 charters means it is around 60 branches. They have started taking up the job. In our office, we are in this stage of closure in the next 2 days. So that way, it has, the work has already started on 3rd or 4th in most of the branches, and today is on 8th. People are not able to do like see one important topic which I thought of telling the members. No objection. See, in respect of branch audit also, we are supposed to ask for no objection from the previous auditor. In one particular classic case, there were two branches. It is in respect of IOB. Please, if any of you are in IOB, please examine that. They have been allotted two branches. In one branch, TADA was not settled by the bank. I don't know what was the reason. Can be reason for anything. I don't know. Maybe an extras claim or maybe a short claim or as a case maybe. I am not interested in that because going into the question. But in that case, what do we do? So in that situation, I have advised the member to forward this particular mailer to the central office auditor, IB central auditors as well as the audit group. By the process, they are examining that we can go to the next branch and complete the other branch. In this particular branch, just because a TADA is pending, there is no compulsion for you to stop doing the audit. But only as a matter of precaution, I have asked them to forward it to the head office and wait for a couple of days, and then once again you can take up the audit, because audit, that is no objection for the purpose of non-payment of fees is under code of ethics. But for non-payment of TADA is not coming under code of ethics. So you can do the audit. Because obviously there are no other objection. If it is only a TADA pending, you can go ahead and complete the audit. You don't have to wait for the no objection to be given. Because in the letter they have made it very clear, I don't have any other objection other than payment of my TADA fees. So in that situation, in spite of that, I am giving you only a suggestion to hold on for a couple of days by forwarding it to the head office. Ask the head office to coordinate with them and examine and close the matter without any further difficulty. This is a classic item which has happened. Normally it will not happen, but in this particular case, there was a subtle issue which has to be taken up, and one branch was completed and the other branch was deferred for a couple of days. By that time, head office has taken note of and settled the issue also.
So there is a
Anand.
question from Anuradha. I have a question regarding allotment of bank audits. Ours is a category 4 firm, and we have been allotted nationalized banks since 10 years. We have got only private bank audit. Have audits for category 4 reduced? Statutory audit, she is talking.
It is not the question of audit for category 4 reduced. Audit itself has been reduced. This I have been talking on bank branch audit for at least 23, 24 years now. In the last 15 years, I have been telling, wherever I have been going for various branches, I have been telling that don't depend on bank branch audit anymore because it is going to go away. What I have told, it is not that I have done a bad omen point. It was a real point, which I was seeing it. That is, writing was on the wall. Because the earlier occasions, when we were doing the audit at the stages of nascent stages, 3 crores was the limit of advances which were covered by under branch audit. 3 crores. Today, 20 crores is the limit. So please examine how many branches which will be going away from the audit. Now, in the year 2023-24, what has happened is, 22-23 itself it has done, but 23-24 what has happened is, the branches, what has happened, the banks have escalated the branches to the highest level. That is, 200, 300 crores worth of branches also. They have segregated the industry advances and shifted to corporate branches. So what has happened is the branches has become smallest of the smallest branch advances, say 50 crores, 60 crores, etc. And 6,000 crores branches have become 12,000 crore branches. And those branches have been covered by central statutory auditors. Each branch central statutory auditor will be given 4 or 5 branches. They are covering 20 branches. Out of the 2,000 branches, 20 branches will cover almost 30% of the advances. So in that situation, by way of sampling methodology, if they are able to cover 30% of the global advances of a particular bank, they, in respect of the balance 70% of the advances, it is sufficient for covering 50% of the advances, which is 35% of the advances, which will be spread across not 200 branches, it will be only 100 branches. Out of 2,000 branches, if they are covering around 250 to 300 branches itself, that is sufficient to cover the entire bank's sampling methodology. In this process, what has happened is the number of branches which are covered under audit has gone down terribly. Even the class scale 1 branch, scale 1 auditors, you are in category 4, even the category 1 auditors who have been given 3 branches earlier, now they are given 2 branches only. In respect of the two branches also, they are not given 500 crores, 600 crores advances. They are given only 200 crores, 300 crores advances. So category 1 branches who are covered for audit by 500 crores, 1000 crores advances, they are given only 200 crores, 300 crores advances. Now you can examine and assume what will happen in respect of category 2 and then category 3 and category 4. So category 4, please wait for a situation that you may not be getting any advances auditors at all. In category 4, because of the seniority, because of their experience for a period of 30 years, even the proprietors, they have been continuously getting renewed over a period of time. It's only a matter of time that they will not be given allotment after this renewal is over. After this cycle is over for the next 2-3 years, they may not be given at all. So in those cases, what will happen is the branch audit will not come down the line. Please understand, it is not only in respect of the bank audit, the similar thing is going to go into the corporate audits also. Because in Companies Act, they have made the small and medium companies cases. Almost it is in a situation wherein they are not going to, they are going to come up with an exemption in respect of small and medium companies, similar to cases in case of Singapore and London, wherein until that company reaches a particular threshold, it is not coming for audit at all. Similarly, small and medium companies may be exempted at some point of time. At that time, that audit also will be going away. So audit will not be the cup of tea anymore. It has to be an advisory thought process which has to happen. And as far as bank audit is concerned, specific to the question, category 4, I am surprised that in spite of not being allotted, but you are allotted private banks. So you are continuing to do the work. Private banks also, it is not worth it because the remuneration is very, very bad. For example, if a branch audit of 100 crore advances is happening in respect of a nationalized bank, I'm getting an amount of 3 lakh or 3.5 lakhs as advance. Same thing in case of a private bank, I'm hardly getting a 40 or 50,000 rupees. So it is not really worth it beyond a level, but advantage is you don't tend to give so much of certification which we give in case of a nationalized bank, to the extent that complication is not there in case of a private bank. To the extent my job is substantially reduced. Yes, Rahman is asking, please make use of this session. Ask your questions through chat box also, please. See, not only Rahman, Sundara Rajan, Revati Raghunathan, chairperson of the branch, chairman of various committees, presidents, vice presidents, everybody is telling, crying, members, please come and ask questions. But unfortunately, we are not having questions unless otherwise we are forced to a particular situation.
Sir, can you throw light on this IOFR report?
Beautiful question. I want somebody to ask. See, last year, similarly, what has happened is Arun was throwing questions on me, so which I have to answer. Thanks,
I don't
Revati.
have,
It's a very...
I have not got a bank audit this time, but anyway, out of interest, I'm asking.
Yeah. No. This is a very, very important question. IOFR question, people are not at all understanding what is to be done in respect of IOFR. Problem is, we are not understanding the bank audit in the real scenario of what we have supposed to verify. There is a contradictory. The danger is, that is, if you fill up just like that, yes, and give a certificate, there is no problem. But you, that is, as a branch auditor, you come and give in a particular place, I am not set in the LFIR, they are coming and giving a report that the reconciliation in respect of this intercompany unit, interbranch units has not been properly done. They give a report there. But in the IOFR report, they give a clean report. It is most dangerous. The same in the long form audit report, you are saying that the documentations, etc., is not properly filled up. In the IOFR report, you say as nothing to be reported. It is dangerous. IOFR report, please go through that in detail. There, we are committing literally saying that the branch is doing in a proper shape. The accounts are in a proper shape. There are no deviations which is happening. But unfortunately, definitely there are password security compromises which are happening in respect of small branches. Just one day before yesterday, one particular branch auditor has called me and asked me, what should you do in this case? What has happened is, the cashier has taken the password of the branch accountant and have swindled the money to the extent of around 2-3 crores in a particular branch. Of course, this has been found out by the branch only. what should I say? In this particular case, not only that we have to report that particular fraud and leave it like that, even though we are not supposed to. The issue in this particular branch is they have made a password compromise. The password compromise is definitely having an effect. The password compromise is definitely having an effect on the internal financial controls reporting, because there we are saying whether any compromise has been happened in respect of information technology. We are supposed to give a report on the IOFR. So in this particular area, not only the fraud has to be reported, in the IOFR report also we are supposed to qualify that there was a leave alone. I don't know what's happening, where the gap is. I mean, now once again connected.
Yeah, you are connected, sir. You are connected.
Yeah.
You can proceed.
So
sir.
what happening is in respect of a data change. That is, there is a question specifically in long form report this year, whether there are any manual interventions in the system-driven environment. Let us understand the entire bank is core banking solutions only. Even the NPA management is through software only. But there is a link which is available, seamless in link which is happening in respect of core banking and the IRAC norms. But still, they are asking us a specific question whether you have observed any manual interventions in respect of data as far as the branch is concerned. There is in the exception report, there is a concept called exception report, which all of you should know by this time whenever you are doing the audit. In the exception report, wherever manual corrections are happening, that will be splitting a report. So if you go and examine that report, wherever there has been manual intervention, you can examine whether it has been properly authorized manual correction. Because manual correction, it is not prohibited, it is restricted. So whenever manual correction is required to be done, you can go. For example, I will take a classic example. In respect of advances given by the branch, the interest rate has to be entered. It has to be manually entered only at the time of creation of the particular database. So when you create, you are supposed to give the interest rate has to be manually entered. Interest rate, all of us know, is linked to the BPLR. So when it is interest linked with the BPL bank's primary lending rate, which is linked with them, 2% above BPLR, which is, for example, BPLR. There was a revenue audit during this year. So the revenue auditors come and identify this mistake. They have gone and verified that it is not mentioned as 2 plus 2.5 plus BPLR. They have mentioned as 10.5. So they have made the corrections. When they have made the correction, they would have done the manual correction only. So this manual correction is once again an element to be reported on the internal financial control reporting if it has not been properly authorized. This would have been properly authorized. Once again, when the entry itself is wrongly done at the first stage, this is once again an element of weakness in internal financial control reporting. Whenever a system is generated by the branch management or head office to say this has to be done in this particular form, they are modifying or they're making the correction, that you have to mention as an internal financial control reporting also. I will go to one more example, which is similar to this particular matter. Wherever documentation procedures has to happen in a particular area or overdraft, take the case of CC accounts and overdraft accounts, stock statement has to be updated on a periodical manner. If it is not properly done or it is not periodically monitored, once again, weakness in internal financial control reporting, because the reporting is not properly done, because the documentation itself is not properly done. So don't keep this ICFR as an independent document. It is a document which is going to be linked with the entire audit. Wherever you have a weakness in the internal control mechanism, that we have to give it in the form of a reporting in the IOFR. Don't blindly sign the IOFR. without going through your own report in respect of long format report. In the long format report, when you say the jewel loans are not properly verified, jewel documents are not properly stacked, jewel document, there is a gap which is available. All these things you will give it in the long format report. Whereas IOFR, you will give it as a clean report, which is not right. Revati madam, somewhat explained. She's also not.
Sorry, sir. I'm also having some connectivity issues, so I switched off both. Yeah, I think you have been fairly comprehensive about that. But unless we know the case-to-case basis, it is very difficult for you
The
to
only
actually.
point which I could make the people understand is, don't presume that IOFR is something alien to only a fraudulent branches. It is not the case. What happens is people are under the impression that internal financial control means it will happen only in respect of large branches, not in the small branches. In the small branches only, the 3 crores advance, which I was 3 crores fraud, which I was telling you, is in respect of a branch in a remote place. Only 2 officers, one cashier, one officer, and one branch manager. There are only 3 persons. So dual custody itself is in danger. Dual custody itself is a danger. Please understand. Oh, I got connected to this particular point. Dual custody of cash, whether it is properly done or not, it's a major report in respect of internal financial control reporting. If that is not there, it is going to be password compromise is one area, dual control is the next area. Very, very important. Third important item, rotation of staff. Rotation of staff in respect of the jobs which they are allocated to is very, very dangerous. In fact, today in an insurance company, when we were discussing with an officer, he is coming and reporting to me, sir, why did you discuss with CAG? It is not possible if you put rotation for every 3 years. What has been doing in the last 3 years, I'm not carrying the expertise to another area. New person is coming. Once again, he has to be trained in fully. The reality is that is the way it has to happen. A person cannot be there for more than 3 or maximum 4 years in a particular area. As far as bank branches is concerned, in a portfolio, they are not supposed to be there for more than 3 to 4 months in a particular portfolio, because only then the frauds can be prevented. If a person is permanently there in one particular area, frauds can never be prevented. All of us are here to ensure that frauds are being prevented. Not after frauds are happening, we are supposed to go and run around behind the people, which is not the case. We have sufficient number of frauds which has been going on. We cannot be accepted that. We are here to do a prevention methodology. So wherever internal financial controls are weak, you can definitely report so that the management can take up a stand and improve upon that and examine that, verify that.
Yeah, I think we should also link this to this best practice of asking your employees to go on leave. Normally, in corporate, we have that SOP. You take leave and you put somebody else, we will know what exactly is happening in his role, actually. So something like that, if we correlate it, I think we can understand it a little more.
Yeah, basically all these things come out of code of ethics where this familiarity threat is happening.
Yes.
The familiarity threat is happening. Because of the familiarity threat, you keep on doing the same job. The person gets connected to the people, and there is a possibility of a fraudulent activity. Some inoperative accounts is another area where the frauds are happening beyond expectation. What is happening is there is inoperative SB account. There is inoperative PPF account. I mean, PPF account maintained by the bank account, the State Bank of India. So that and this, they are misusing. One PPF account, inoperative account, they convert it because this password compromise. Why password compromise happens? The very, very senior people, just for the sake of retirement benefits, at the age of fag end of 59 years or 59.5 years, they get promotion as a branch manager and they come. They don't know the importance of the password mechanism at all. They make a compromise because they are not deft in information technology. So they depend on one particular account and stuff. He comes and opens it and goes away. Once that happens only one occasion, we are in for a danger. So PPF account will become operative. From that money, it will go to the SB account. This is not a dream situation which I am talking about. This is a real situation which has happened in case of SBI Thanambit. This is now actual happened, and we had found out, and we had to find out, and we have to report to the escalated to the CSA and also Reserve Bank of India. So these things will happen. Of course, we are not here to find a fraud. That is not the intention. But when it happens, we are supposed to report and escalate it and also compare it with internal financial control reporting. The rotation of jobs is very, very important. We are supposed to ask for the rotation register and examine whether this rotation genuinely happens or not.
Okay. Yeah. That's a really good takeaway, sir. Yeah. One more thing which I wanted to ask you, are there any, special points of, emphasis in the management representation letter which we take? Or because, normally we have these formats which keep going around and we all take it in those formats. But anything we have to get specifically in those letters, because suppose we have any issues. Normally, they give us the MR letter only at the fag end of the audit when they are signing off the attendance and other things. So, at that point in time, can we ask them to cover any of the points which we have found during the course of audit?
I think you have not interacted with the auditors this year. Most of the auditors are saying that nobody is willing to sign the MR letter at all. That is the that is the situation which is happening. But what happened is the MR letter standard format, which we are having it in almost 2-3 pages, which is running into, people are not inclined to. So what you can do is, in respect of your branch, 4 or 5 important items are definitely to be taken as an MRL. Number 1, there are no frauds which has happened. Number 2, there are no cases against the company for the purpose of contingent liability. Very, very important, because the cases which is being happening, we will not be able to identify at all. Third important item is, wherever a branch is having government guaranteed accounts, wherever they are having government guaranteed accounts, we have to take an MRL saying that there are no state government guaranteed accounts which has been repudiated. In respect of central government guaranteed accounts, there is no, state government guaranteed accounts, there are no guarantees which has been invoked. In respect of central government guaranteed accounts, we have to say that there is no case which has been invoked and repudiated. Because what has happened is, invoked, we will have the information. Repudiation, we will not have any information unless only the branch manager gives the information. So this guarantee is an area, guaranteed accounts is a very, very important area. Today, I have a very classic case in a particular branch. They have been given guarantee to a particular borrower to the extent of 3 lakhs. That is the limit. Out of 3 lakhs, they have given 3 guarantees of 1 lakh each. Subsequently, one guarantee has been closed. That guarantees has been closed in all terms. It has been clear. Only 2 lakhs was there. In the latest year of 2023-24, they have given only 1 lakh guarantee. But unfortunately, in the ledger account, the guarantee is continuously shown as 2 lakhs, whereas only 1 lakh of guarantee is there. This 1 lakh of guarantee is there, whereas 2 lakh of guarantee is there. That 1 lakh has to be reversed by way of an MOC. That I have suggested them to do it. But more than that, important point here is, the branch management alone will know whether the guarantee is still there or not. So one MRL, that is, apart from the guarantees listed which has been given in this list, there are no other guarantees which are being given. A guarantee or LC, both as the case may be. Because these cases is going to help us out in the case of similar case to Nirav Modi's case. Only the branch manager can say that, other than that, there are nothing available there. So this is one more area. So frauds, government guaranteed accounts, both state government and central government guaranteed accounts, this bank guarantees and letter of credits, and one more item which is very, very relevant is audits which has been done by the branch. In this year, only the following audits have been given, the reports have been given to you. That is inspection audit, branch audit, revenue audit, RBI audit by the respective banks department. If at all RBI has come for an annual financial inspection, by the RBI audit report, information technology audit which has been done, and revenue expenditure, income and expenditure audit. These audit they have to mention. They will give the report copy also. Till last year, till 2022, we are only supposed to give whether if at all you have any observations in respect of the audit reports, you can give it. Now what they have done is, from 2023 onwards, they are asking us what are all the audits which has been done. We are supposed to list out, and then we have to say whether any objection is there. Because RBI is also not believing the auditors nowadays. That is a problem. So these are the 5-6 important items where MRL is compulsory.
Yeah.
I think we will make Rahman to do audits so that he will also ask questions at least. Office, office staff also will have to ask them to ask questions.
We can train them actually.
Saying that that's better.
Yes.
But number of participants has increased from 9 to 11, including you.
Yeah. I've been looking at that.
See, after all, see, this is what I always tell in the group meeting also. Whenever there is a huge crowd, I say more the merrier. When it is small, small is beautiful. We don't have an option because we have to keep on going like that only.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. I'm not doing the audit this year. Maybe otherwise I could have asked you some real life queries.
I can tell to the members, please understand, one, even from that one has dropped. I don't know who has dropped. So what has happened is in respect of certification, which is happening, particularly in respect of capital adequacy ratio and asset liability matching ratio. And third is interest subvention. Very, very important. All these three items, branch has absolute computation. Only thing is, the branch will not be sharing you the computation. They will come and say that, sir, it is a system generated report. Any report which is printed from a computer is a system generated report only. It can be an Excel sheet, it can be a PDF form. Only thing is, we have to know how it is being generated. We have to go into the system and examine, because what is not eligible for interest subvention if they claim interest subvention, and what is the rate at which they have to claim, which they have collected more also. Subsequently, we are certifying it, and at later data point of time, it will come as a boomerang on us. Because when the head office consolidation happens in the interest subvention, they are finding it difficult because there are some calculation mistakes at the branch level. So they are asking us to revisit and recertify it. Unnecessary waste of time. At that time, we will not be given any cost also. So we'll have to examine it in a proper manner as far as interest subvention is concerned. As far as capital adequacy and asset liability mismanagement circulation, please understand, in the capital adequacy ratio also, we will have maximum information. For example, in respect of a particular borrowers group, for example, in case of a housing loans, there may be a loan of around 2 crores. So there is a column which is available, credit balances in respect of that accounts. Unfortunately, either they don't fill up the information or they fill up some nonsensical information, which is definitely going to be a serious effect, because if there is a loans to the extent of 1 crore and there are credit balances to the extent of say 1 lakh in respect of the SBA account, in respect of those particular borrowers alone, then actually the risk weight ratio is only 99 lakhs. This is a very, very important information. But what has happened is, in respect of this 1 crore item, if they go and fill up 25 lakhs as the amount, because just like that they are giving the fill up, the capital adequacy is totally distorted as far as the branch is concerned. So please go through the documents. From there, it is being taken up, and on that basis, you have to verify that this is a second item. And take the case of asset liability mismatch. That is, in the term loans, they fill up the entire term loan advances in the less than demand loan categories. Dangerous. Same way, the demand loan categories, they put it as more than 3 years. That is also dangerous. So this mismatch will be definitely having a serious effect. So we have to go and examine the document and find out whether the term loans are being classified as term loans or less than 1 year, 1 to 2 years, up to 2 years and above, 3 years and above. Same way in case of deposits. SBA account and current account has to fall up in the liquid deposits, first column. And the other items has to be segregated accordingly. There is a computation available. There is a system generated report only, no doubt at all. You ask for the computation, you will be able to examine. If you are not able to examine it, make it very clear. Give a disclaimer that the detailed computation is not available at the branch, so we are not able to verify the statement except for the balances. At least the total, because it is considering of 6 columns and one final total. At least the total we have to verify. The total of deposits, total of demand deposits, total of SBA accounts, that has to be verified. Same way in respect of advances, total of term loans, total of CC accounts, that has to be verified. That also you are not verifying, that is not acceptable. That you have to verify and give the report. So this is regarding the 3 certification: interest subvention, maturity pattern of advances and deposits, and capital adequacy. These 3 important certifications we are supposed to verify. As far as NPA certification is concerned, once again, please start with the previous year NPA statement. 31/3/2023 NPA should have been certified by the auditor. On that basis, you take it up. current year movements you will have to fill up. No balancing figure is acceptable. That is, what is NPA as on 31/3/2023? What are all the assets that identifies current year as NPAs? Add, and what is deleted during the year? Fill up those items, examine that. How it can be deleted? Either by way of recovery or by way of upgradation. So whenever upgradation happens, we are supposed to cross-verify once again with the long form audit report. There we are supposed to verify what are the upgradations which has happened. Examine whether upgradation is according to the norms, and then recoveries. Whenever recovery is there, generally they give it as a balancing figure. Don't accept the balancing figure because NP items is going to be hardly 10 or 12 in respect of smaller branches or 100 in respect of large branches. So in those cases, they can extract a report of recovery in respect of NPA accounts. Those specific accounts they can bring out. In those items, you take the figures and then give a report. Computer gives the information. Even though I am not computer savvy, I know what is the logic to be taken. I give my staff the necessary instruction to go and extract the report. They give the extract the report and then fill it up. Unfortunately, I am also not gone for the bank audit because I have to come for Delhi for some other audit. My team is working on that. I am working on the same thing from here. Please ensure that proper verification happens at the head office level as well as the branch level. I think, Rahman, if there are no more questions,
Yes,
and Revati madam is also not able to give any further questions. She is not able to put a salvo on me. I think we can quit.
No, sir. Actually, this time even I'm not doing we have
No,
not.
I am just pulling
I
you
mean,
because.
I don't want to ask you redundant questions. Okay, so
Fair
that
enough.
is why.
actually, thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Sundara Rajan sir. In fact, even without asking any queries, sir could able to cover major issues on loan for women self-help groups, jewel loan, non-jewel loan, transaction materiality, trivial materiality, no objection from the previous auditor, common queries pertaining to City Union Bank, Canara Bank, State Bank, as asked by our members. Then IOFR report, which Madam could able to initiate. Then exception report, manual intervention, whether it is authorized or not, inoperative PPF account, rotation of staffs, areas where MRL is compulsory. All those important areas, sir has briefly covered. Thank you very much, sir. May I now request SIRC Vice Chairperson, C. Revati S. Raghunathan, to formally propose a vote of thanks for this session.
Thank you.
Before asking vote of thanks, give one opportunity to the members. Is there any question? Last opportunity to the members to ask any question. Then you propose a vote of.
Yeah. Actually, if more
Any
members had
queries,
come,
members?
it would have been really nice because sir has taken time off from an audit to come and address our queries. You know, sir, you should not have entertained private queries. You should have asked him to come for this program.
No, the irony is the last query which has happened is at 401 over 4.
Oh God.
So I was just coming to the hotel. At that time, I said that there is a query question answer session. Why don't you join that? Sir, now you tell me, sir, then I will come and join, sir. Anyway, that 401 to 404 was a query. At that time, our Parthipan was also trying me. I told him that 410 I will be in the hotel. Kindly keep the people wait for some more time. Then I came up on the 410. So what happens is a private query, but they have to complete. See, the last 3 days, last 3 days, wherever I have been traveling, also people have been asking questions. See, after all, what happens is only on the job people are willing to read. That is the problem. The intention to read has gone down very badly. So people are seeing only on the spot they are able to work on it. That is the problem.
And unfortunately, ChatGPT is still not giving anything on bank audit.
Come on. See, but once you decide on ChatGPT and do an audit, you are in for a problem. Because ChatGPT is only, it's only on the basis of somebody's experience.
Exactly.
ChatGPT is basically an experience. If I make a wrong conclusion and say that one performing as a non-performing as a, next time it will identify the same thing and put it as right. And then on the basis you sign off, I will run away. I will not be committed. See, problem is anybody who has not been caught by the council so far only is escaping. But it is not that everybody is clearly doing the job. There is definitely possibility that we are making an error here and there. Please ensure that the error-free audit is going to happen at any point of time. Otherwise, we are in for a problem.
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. So thank you very much, sir, for taking time off your busy schedule, even though many members have not been able to take advantage of your experience and knowledge sharing. I hope that next time we invite you, we will have more members. And I know you are very experienced with the institute and the members, but this is just a hope. I suppose that people are busy completing their audits, so they would not have felt the need to come, and people are
Timing is a
already
problem.
busy.
I think timing is also a problem because
Yes,
everybody
yes,
is there in the bank branches. So probably you'll have to fix up a time between 6 and 8 or something like that.
yes, yes.
I request the 9 members who are still there, I request them to note down my mail ID. Of course, 9 includes Revati and Rahman. Other than the 7 members, note my mail ID. It is SUNDAR, Sundar at SRBR.in. Sundar at SRBR.in. In case you have any query, please post it into the mail ID. I may be able to respond to you maximum in a day. Maximum in a day. Normally, I will be online. But in case I'm not traveling or whatever it is, I'll be able to tell that because all said and done, still our people have a hesitation to speak in the public.
Actually,
So if you can articulate, so you can
articulation.
put it on the email ID. I will definitely respond to it.
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah.
very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Madam, there is a continuation of this program tomorrow also, madam. Today is series 1.
Once
Tomorrow,
again, Moni sir also.
Moni Anand Shivan sir
Moni
from
sir is
Connecticut.
an amazing personality. Here we have been addressing almost all the regional branches. Once he starts talking, he will not. But one advantage is you can one suggestion to you is if the number is around 15-20, if the question are also not there, ask him to address on long form audit report critical issues because that will cover at least because in the institute also I came on IRACRAMs only. LFR was not discussed in detail. LFR critical amendments on this current. There is no amendments in the current year, but critical issues you can ask him to give it. He will be able to spread across very comfortably. That's
Yeah, and also maybe we could talk about the Excel tool which Institute has.
I don't know how much Moni sir will be able to handle on that particular. Who is the other gentleman? One more person you are talking about. Yeah, tomorrow.
No, only one speaker, sir. Moni
Oh,
Anand.
you have mentioned his full name, Anandamani. Okay, Anand Venkatesan.
Anand
Correct.
Shiva.
Okay. Correct. Anand Shiva. Okay.
Yeah, we'll try and see, sir. Yeah.
Can you? Am I repeating the mail ID? Sundar, I can put it on the chat box also. I'll put it on the chat box. You can note down. Chat. Yes, you can.
Sir, except this Anuradha, nobody has raised a query. Now they are asking, can you please share your email ID?
No. Email ID is also asked by Anuradha only.
Anuradha only. Okay.
Yeah. Anuradha, thank you so much for this. If other members need any connects of sir to reach out, maybe you could reach out to Rahman or to one of us. We will definitely share. And also kindly share with all your partners and other colleagues that they can join in again tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Tomorrow also, my request is you can share the link to me also tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Rahman,
Yeah.
So that I will join.
Sure.
I'll be on mute. I will just observe in case of any inputs I can add.
Yes, sir.
Tomorrow, actually, I am traveling. I'll be in Ludhiana if I'm right. But doesn't matter. You can share.
Yeah, we'll share, sir. And hopefully then if we share all over India, we may get some more participants with more queries.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll send you the panelist link itself.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.